Hello students, the next lesson from history will be the Asian civilizations of the world. In the previous chapter we saw about the Asian civilizations of the India, and now it is about the world. So in this chapter we will be going through the great civilizations of the world: Egypt, Mesopotamia and China. Okay, so about the three places we are going to see, and art, architecture and the lifestyle of different civilizations. Okay, many other civilizations flourished in various parts of the world at the time of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so as we know that many civilizations have been flourished, developed. Okay, so we can see the Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization and Chinese civilization in Asia and Africa. So we in Asia and Africa we see these main three types of civilization, which is Egyptian, Mesopotamian and the Chinese. So first we will go through about the Egyptian civilization. Generally, all civilizations have originated in the river plains. Okay, so the Egyptian civilization could take birth due to the presence of river Nile. So here, Egyptian civilization, river Nile plays a vital role. That is an important role. The relics obtained here proclaim the grandeur of Egypt. Relics means, as we saw in the first chapter itself, relics means the remains which we get from the earlier time. Okay, so here we will see publicly, or like officially we will see the grandeur of Egypt means what will say the impressiveness or the appearance or the style of Egypt. Okay, huge pyramids, sculptures, temples and the inscriptions in these temples tell us a lot about Egyptian culture and the history. Okay, so we are going to see a detail in about the Egypt. The contribution of Egyptians. So what are the contributions of the Egyptians over that civilization? The Egyptians were expert farmers. They knew a lot about irrigation. Okay, so they had built temples. They invented the calendar, which has helped us to measure time. Okay, so they have invented a calendar with that we will be used to measure the time. More than anything else, they had mastered the art of writing. Okay, so it was a symbolic language. A symbolic language is nothing but it will be the use of characters or images to represent the concept. So it consists of small drawings and has been called hieroglyphics. Um, Hieroglyphics are otherwise called as sacred writings. Sacred writings are nothing but it will be connected to the god, or the it is rather than we can say as a religious writings. Okay, so these are the contributions of Egyptians. Next will see about the Nile Valley. Every rainy season, the Nile River would transform the Nile Valley into a huge lake. Okay, so after the valley dried up in summer, a fertile layer of clay soil would form the grazing field and neighboring agricultural lands. So during rainy season, the Nile Valley will be become as a huge lake, whereas in summer it will dry up and it itself become a fertile layer of clay soil, which would give a grazing field, means grasslands. Okay, and the work that would need the labor of hundreds of people was being done by the kind river all alone. So the work which has been done by the hundreds of people was been alone done by the river Nile. So, this fertile land provided food for the population of the first town in the area. So, this fertile land gives food to all the people who lives over there. Not all agricultural regions were in the valley. Hence, through small canals and wells, they were responsible for the development of a complex system of irrigation throughout the land. So, there were some canals and wells which are responsible for the development of the land. The prosperous, wealthy Egyptian peasants and citizens during their leisure engaged themselves in the creation of artistic works. So the people they engage themselves in doing the artistic works. Okay, So, the role of priest was created to interpret nature and explain it. So, there were even priests. Okay, so their work is to interpret about the nature and explain about it. So, the priests were scholars. Scholars are the persons who are well knowledged and shouldered the responsibility of protecting written documents. Shoulder the responsibility means to accept or to assume the protecting of written documents. So they believe in life after death. Okay, so they believe that man had to give an account of its deeds on earth to Osiris. Osiris is nothing but the most powerful god of life and death. So the priest considered that life on earth was temporary and was needed only to prepare for the next life. So the priest, they considered the earth's life to be temporary, whereas the eternal life to be the real one. So thus the whole of the Nile Valley was reserved for the dead. The dead body would be smeared with various chemicals and wrapped with a thin cloth. So over there in that Egyptian civilization, the dead body was been smeared means splashed with chemicals or sprinkled with chemicals and wrapped with a thin cloth. So the entire body was in this way preserved. Okay, so the body protected thus was called a mummy. So it could be kept in a specially designed coffin. The grave was considered the true place for an Egyptian. So they considered grave to be the real place for them. Hence, all around the dead body, items needed for the daily use and the small dolls of cook and barber could be kept to fulfill all the future needs. So while keeping the dead body, they used to keep the small dolls of cook and the barber. Okay, so in the beginning, graves were created by carving into the rocks in the hills. As the Egyptians moved north, they had to construct graves in the desert itself. So in the beginning, what they did, they carved the rocks and they digged the dead body. But when they shifted, or when they moved to north side, they had to construct the graves in the desert itself. So they built tall towers where these graves using huge blocks of stone in order to protect the eternal sleep of dead. Eternal means the existing forever, that is without end, they say, right? So the kings and the wealthy people viewed with each other to build taller and taller towers. Okay, so as much as they were wealthy, they built their graves in the taller and taller towers. So the Greeks call these structures as pyramids. So this is the pyramid you have seen in Egypt. So the kings of Egypt were called pharaohs. Okay, so the kings of the Egypt were called as pharaohs. The pharaoh mean a person who lives in a palatial house. Palatial house is nothing but a luxurious palace type. Okay, so the peasants who had accepted the rule of powerful Osiris now accepted the rule of pharaohs too. So okay, so the persons who believed Osiris to be the most powerful god of life and death, now they started to believe the accept the rule of pharaohs. Pharaohs is the king of Egypt. Okay, so after an independent, prosperous life for 20 centuries, Egypt was ruled by an Arabian shepherd tribe called Hyksos. Shepherd means the person who rear the sheep, right? So there was a tribe, so its name as Hyksos. Okay, so which attacked it, and after defeating it, ruled for 500 years. So the Egypt were under the Hyksos rule. Okay, so they looted the wealth of the natives and hence they did not become popular. The Jews who came wandering through the deserts in search of shelter were also hurted by the people of Egypt. So the Jews also were hurted by the people of Egypt. So by cooperating with the foreign rule, the Jews even assisted them in collecting taxes and in administration. So they cooperated with the foreign rulers and they collected the tax and the administration from the Egyptians. In 1700 BCE, the people of Thebes rose in revolt against the foreigners. So after a prolonged conflict, prolonged means for a continual quarrel, conflict means quarrel, they decided in driving Hyksos out of their country. Yeah. So Hyksos was thrown out of the country. Egypt became free once again. After 1,000 years, it came under the rule of Sardanapalus of Assyria. Okay, the rule of Sardanapalus of Assyria. The Persian emperor Cambyses occupied Egypt in the 6th century BCE. Alexander occupied Persia in 4th century BCE. Egypt became a province of Macedonia. One of the Alexander's military generals declared himself the king of Egypt and established the dynasty of the Ptolemies. He founded the city of Alexandria. At last came the Romans in 39 BC. The last Egyptian queen was Cleopatra. Okay, tried her best to save her country. It was said that Romans feared her beauty more than the troops. So she was so beautiful that they feared for her beauty. Twice she was successful in attack upon the hearts of the Roman. However, in 30 BCE, Caesar's successor, his son in law Augustus, did not succumb to her beauty. Succumb means did not tempt or did not surrender because of her beauty. Instead of that, he succeeded her army and he spared her life. See, he forgave her life when he planned to carry her away along with the other spoils of the battle. Cleopatra consumed poison and ended her life. From then onwards, Egypt became a province of Rome. So, what happened when he decided to take off Cleopatra? She consumed poison and she ended her life. From on then onwards, Egypt became the province of Rome. Province means emperor or what will say region of Rome.